Hey, hello everyone, welcome to our channel, JS Junction. Before we dive deep into the polyfill of call, apply, and bind, let us understand why these methods are so important. Call, apply, and bind allows us to manipulate this keyword and control the context in which this function is executed. Let's start with the call method. It allows us to invoke the function with a specific this value and individual arguments. And now let us check the live coding demonstration for this call method. Let me create an object first, which I will be consuming as a context in future. Let me name it as person, and with the property name, let me add a name and age. So age would be 26. Let me create a function now. Say hello with greeting as a parameter. The basic body will be having just console.log. We'll be consuming this greeting parameter, just little space, desktop name, and now I will be using call method in this function. So for that, let me apply the call method, and the first argument here will be the context, and our context here is person, and the second argument will be this one, the greeting which we are receiving here, and it is done. So now this dot name will be pointing to this object, and it will be John. Let us see in the console. Here you can see hello John. We'll now move to apply method. It is similar to call basically, but it takes actually the array of arguments. The apply method is similar to call, but it takes the array of arguments, as I said, in the second parameter. Here you can add the other arguments to call this function. So let us see how apply will be working. So instead of individual arguments, we will pass the array of arguments here. Let it be this, and let it be suffix, stock name, suffix. So now we should see this exclamation mark string in the output here, hello John exclamation marks. So there is no much difference in apply and call method, so it is kind of similar. Let's move to bind now. This is little different than the call and apply. The bind methods basically creates a new function with the same body as the original function, but with a fixed this value and the optional pre-specified arguments like I already specified earlier. So let us deep dive into this. So for bind method, I will create a new function. Say hello to John, and I will apply the bind method in this with the context as person, And the speciality of bind method is like we can invoke this function whenever we like we had just binded this context with this this is function now, and we can just call it whenever we feel like. Suppose I want to call it here just after this with hello as an argument. Let's see. So yeah, hello John undefined. Oh, we have to pass the second argument too. Let it with this. So yeah, it is hello John. Now we have completed with the call, apply and bind method, and the summary is like call and apply are used to invoke function immediately with a specific context, this value and arguments, but bind method is used to create a new function with a fixed context and optionally pre-specified arguments obviously, and without invoking this function immediately basically. So yeah, so let's move on to the polyfills of these methods. Basic questions about the call, apply and bind may not receive much attention. Instead, the focus is likely to be on implementing the polyfills for these functions, as they are considered more crucial in the interviews. So let's write the polyfill for call method. Defining my call method. So it will take two parameters. The first one will be context, and the other will be arguments, which will be argument array. I am spreading this argument array to so that we can get the individual arguments. So there may be a case like context may not be provided to us in this my call method. So in that case, we will be pointing to the window object, the global object basically. So let's code that. Window. Now we will be creating a unique key using the symbol function. I will explain it further why we are doing it by symbol and why we are generating a unique key. So let us first create the unique key. So what is symbol basically? Symbols are guaranteed to be unique, meaning that no two symbols will ever be equal even if they have same description. It's like if I am defining a symbol with 1 2, let us do that in console, it will be more clear. Browser console. First refresh this. Symbol. Let it be description be something like this. Triple equal to symbol same this. So here you can see this will be always false, and this will guaranteed generate a unique value. So that's why we are using this for unique value. And through this unique key, we will be using this unique key to avoid naming conflicts in the context object. So let us do that. So what I have done here is I've just added the current function this to the context object using the unique key. Basically, this sets up the function to be invoked in the context of the provided this argument. So to explain this, what I have done, it is similar to, you can see like this, as if I have added a unique key like this, and this is our function, like say hello kind of function. So similar kind of behavior is here. And now what we have to do, we just have to invoke the function stored in the context object. I just have shown the context object example with the provided arguments, this argument array. So let us store that in result context unique key argument array, and after storing this, we just have to delete this from the context object to clean up after the call, and we just have to return the result. So it will behave exactly like my call, exactly like the call method provided by JS. So let us test that. So we just have to do say hello dot my call with first argument as a person, and second argument is let it be this time Aman, and suffix be sing. Let us save this and check. Aman John Singh. Okay, sorry, it would be hello. So here you can see hello John Singh. So it is done. Our my call method is working fine. Yeah, so let's move on to apply polyfill. And there is very slight difference between call and apply polyfill. So as in apply method, we just have to pass the arguments array instead of individual arguments. So we just have to remove this spread operator so that there will be an array here, and we will just spread out here, and it will work exactly like same as it worked for my call method. We just have to change this name to my apply, and analogy is same, is like this will be pointing to this will be creating a new function in this with with the unique key property, and we will be accessing that. So here it will be my apply. I think I misspelled this. So my apply. Yeah. So here we just have to pass array now. Okay. Everything is same. We just have to check if it is working. Yeah. It is working. And so my apply method is also done. Let's code the polyfill for bind method. So the bind method is little different than my call and my apply. So let's code that. So let's change this name to my bind. And these, now we will be in bind method we are receiving the individual arguments, unlike the my apply. So other than this, things will be same. After this, we just have to, here in bind method, now we have to return a new function that we invoked in the earlier bind example with a specified context and arguments. So let us do that. So here we have to do return args. So this args here, so the purpose of this args here is to collect any additional argument that are passed to the bound function, so bind function, when it is invoked. So rest things is similar. Result will be context, unique key, we will be spreading both the arguments array and further args to get the desired output. Delete context, text, unique key, and return the result. So let us modify our function for that additional argument according to that. So let us put here last name and a new additional argument, so maybe suffix only, and here it would be last name plus suffix. So now let us test our myBind method. So for that, we just have to create a function, say hello to Aman, and say hello function, and using our myBind, we're taking person as an argument, hello as argument, string as second argument as last name, and we'll be invoking this function, and we can invoke this function with our additional argument whenever we'll be getting this, and this is extremely helpful actually. So we can use this function according to our need whenever we want to pass any additional argument according to maybe some promise response or something. Then these kind of bind method can be very useful. So let us test that. Our output should be hello Aman Singh plus cool. Yeah, you can see we have this output. So these were the call, apply and bind methods, polyfills. Thanks. So now let us test our myBind method. So for that, we just have to create a function, say hello to Aman, and say hello function, and using our myBind, we're taking person as an argument, hello as argument, string as second argument as last name, and we'll be invoking this function, and we can invoke this function with our additional argument whenever we'll be getting this, and this is extremely helpful actually. So we can use this function according to our need whenever we want to pass any additional argument according to maybe some promise response or something. Then these kind of bind method can be very useful. So let us test that. Our output should be hello Aman Singh. That's cool. Yeah, you can see we have this output. So these were the call, apply, and bind methods, polyfills. Thanks.